Christ-hearted compassion for others begins by walking into the suffering event of others. So the first thing we're going to talk about is going into the suffering of others. Christ-hearted compassion is not a spectator or non-contact sport. It's an into thing. We're called to boldly go into painful situations. So we go into, and then we're going to go with Christ's love. Christ-hearted compassion means walking in representation for Christ in painful situations.
Now let's get to the hidden lesson of Christ-hearted compassion. Every person can find difference-making Christ-hearted compassion, because that's what we're looking for, his compassion, not ours. Our little religious compassion doesn't go that far and doesn't make a difference. Every person can find Christ-hearted compassion for others by walking into the suffering situation. So think of that word, into. If you were called up and they said, we're executing somebody at the state prison, could you help carry some things there to help him along? We're not going to get that many people that would volunteer to do that. So Simon's story teaches us something that God intended in this situation for us to see. Simon's story teaches us that Christ-hearted compassion isn't into business. It is only when you walk into people's cross-suffering moments that you will find Christ's compassion. It's like you walk into and the compassion arrives. You're going to run into people's situations and you're just going to go like, I don't know what I'm going to say when I get there. And here's the good thing about God is God's got something to say, but you got to walk into the situation. So here's the truth. Listen very carefully. I want to say this, because this is the importance of responsibility to compassion. You cannot help a person with a compassion that you do not have, and you cannot find that compassion until you walked into that person's pain event and help them carry that cross that they're carrying that day. Difference makers have to pick up on the pull of the Holy Spirit, calling you to walk into suffering situations before you feel Christ-hearted compassion.
The greatest challenge of a difference maker is not to wait for an invitation before you decide to enter into people's painful situations. The truth is, most people will never ask for help. So we must be bold and invite ourselves into those painful situations. When you become a cross carrier, you will experience something really kind of mystical. You will see the pain and find your heart joined to their pain. And then Christ's compassion comes. So why is Christ's compassion important for a difference maker? Because only Christ's compassion will provide the help needed and keep you invited and invested in the situation.